to tell you fine folks here today that we do have an honor wall right here and the clothesline that's up over there, celebrating the strength and inspiration of those who walked before us. Use a card to write about someone you'd like to honor and why. You don't need to write their name, if you prefer not to, okay? What do you admire about them, and how did they help inspire you? Pin your card to the honor wall right behind me here. And I believe Joyce Held would like to say a few things here, right? Yeah, you can introduce. You can introduce him.
Good afternoon. We're going to start it off with an original song about the widow Krieger that was written by Phil Henry. He's here today. I got a message saying that he had written this song and he was trying to find Joyce Held because she was passionate about Margaret Krieger. And I messaged him back and said, yes, I am. And he sent me the song, and I'm passionate about the song. It is beautiful. It's a tribute to Marguerite Krieger. And I have to warn you, it stays in your head. So the rest of the afternoon, you'll be definitely humming or thinking of the words. So it's my pleasure to introduce Phil Henry and let him take it from here.
Thank you so much. I read about the widow Krieger about a year ago in 7 days, and I was very, very taken by how passionate Joyce was and this community about this story. And it's a story that needs to be heard all over the place. So this is called Extraordinary Woman. They call me Margaret Krieger, the widow. I stand here falsely accused for crimes of God's nature subverted. But the truth is they don't care what the truth is. My husband, he ran this old mill on the Hoosick till one day late last summer he died. And I tried to keep the big wheel turning, but the townsfolk dragged me out to the ice. They call me a witch, they call me a crone, toss me into the river to sink like a stone. Two sides of the ice, now I'm down below. Two sides of the story, but I'll never know how far the righteous will go to drown an extraordinary woman in the cold. And it's not the weight of the wool or the water that pulls me down, 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 nor the shock of the cold or the cruelty. I thought I knew my place in this town. I see the faces of neighbors and strangers and generations of grist for the mill. They'll curse you or kill you, or worse, they'll save you. And still nothing changes. They'll call you a witch, they'll call you a crone, toss you into some river to sink like a stone. Two sides of the ice, now I'm down below. Two sides of the story, but I'll never know how far the righteous will go to drown an extraordinary woman in the cold. Two sides of the ice, now I'm down below. Two sides of the story, but I'll never know. Two sides of the ice, now I'm down below. Two sides of the story, but I'll never know. Now they raise me, shivering out of the water. They spare me, ashamed and abused. Was it grace or their guilt that acquits me? The truth is, I don't care what the truth is. Wow. Thank you.
Joyce.
Thank you. Thank you. Rich just pointed out that some of you might not know that behind us is Krieger Rocks. And the rocks were named after Marguerite's husband, Johann Juri Krieger, who came here back in the early, I'll say late 1730s. And he built a grist mill. And actually, North Pownal, way back then, was called Kriegerville because he owned all this land. So that's Krieger Rocks, and that's all we have left of the Krieger name here in Pownal. So I have to read. I'm sorry, but I can't remember everything I want to say. so let me put on my glasses. And let me get into a Margaret Krieger mood. And I want to personally thank each and every one of you for coming today to remember, to reflect, and to resolve to make a difference in this world. A world that, even today, is still full of victims who are silenced, accused, and disrespected. When you leave today, I pray that you carry with you a deep sense of peace, friendship, and love. May you leave knowing that we stand together, that when we stand together, we are strong. And when we speak up as one, we're not a whisper. We are a roar to be reckoned with. I wish the widow Krieger had a group like you to stand behind her. Way back when. Yesterday, we visited the cemetery, and with respect and love, we placed flowers on Marguerite's grave. Today, we stand near the witch's trial marker to remember widow Marguerite Krieger, a woman claimed to be Vermont's only accused witch. Marguerite was not a witch. I want everybody to understand that. She was a daughter, a mother, a grandmother, a neighbor, a widow, and a victim. She lived through incredible challenges and suffered loss throughout her life. Her final years, she faced cruelty of being accused of being a witch and was brought before the safety committee. They decided to drop her into the freezing Hoosic River, believing the water itself would prove her guilt or innocence. She rose from that river innocent, yet scarred by the injustice of greed, fear, and superstition. The marker reminds us of the dark time in our history when the name witch could be a death threat. Today, as we begin the Witch's Walk, we walk in remembrance of Widow Krieger and all who were wrongly accused, and for all those voices that were silenced, and all those who face injustice as they walked before us. We also walk in celebration of women's resilience, courage, and extraordinary contributions throughout history. As we walk, let us carry forward Marguerite's story, not as one of shame or superstition, but one of remembrance, resilience, and hope for a kinder, fairer future. The following is a poem that I put together for Marguerite called Words to Marguerite Krieger. In the valley where the Hoosic winds by the rocks, where the river bends, lived a woman strong and kind, with a heavy heart and a steadfast mind. They called her Widow Krieger then, alone but standing tall again. Though through loss and storms she held her ground, till the whispering fears came round. O Widow Krieger, hear our song. You were brave, though they were wrong. The river knows the mountains cry. Truth will stand, though the years roll by. She raised her boys by the miller's stone, but death took two, left her alone. A healer's touch, a midwife's hand, misunderstood, and a trembling lamb. They cast their stones with coward's breath. Afraid of life, they danced with death. Bound and tossed in the water deep, freezing the tears she did weep. They thought they'd break her with this trial, but her story lived across the miles. Now we gather, proud and free, to honor her memory. She was innocent, pure and true. The fire they feared was the strength in you. Widow Krieger, your name will stay. We walked for you this very day. Remember, we are the grandchildren of the women they couldn't burn. Thank you. And now let's go for a walk. We're going to come down this way. We're going to go across the bridge, and then we're going to form a parade or a gathering or whatever you want to call it on the other side of the bridge. And the Slippery Jigs is going to play the music, and we can dance. We can do whatever you want to do. We are a unit. And we're going to come across that bridge, so powerful and strong, and then we're going to come down here. If you don't want to go down in the field where the dancers are going to be performing, we have wonderful dancers down there. You can sit up here and watch. We will be giving out free ice cream. There's food over at the food cart, so if you want to get a picnic and sit down, spend the afternoon, let's enjoy our company, each other's company, and let's go for a walk. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd also like to remind you there are Witches Walk buttons for sale for $3 each. And also, it does cost a lot of money to put an event like this on, so there is a donation bucket here for the Pownal Historical Society. If you would be so kind as to donate whatever you can, it would be appreciated. Thank you very much, and let's go for a walk.
Well, you're the one who agreed.
Yeah, it was just a matter of getting away from the echo chamber.
Yeah, mine was like a little branch.
We're going right back where we came from. We came from new music.
Like it just sort of like mildly.
She was very, she seemed like she had the energy of a dog.